You have been told over and over again by financial dinosaurs that renting is throwing money away. It is the biggest financial lie of your 20s. Buying a house before you are financially ready isn't the American dream. It is the fastest, most efficient way to go absolutely broke. You aren't building wealth. You are just bleeding cash to hardware stores and suffocating in a home you legally own. Society lied to you. Your parents asked when you were going to settle down, and your friends started posting their Zillow screenshots, right? So people scrape together a minimum 3.5% down payment, sign a stack of papers they barely understand, and do exactly what they were supposed to do. But here is the wealth building secret no one tells you: renting isn't a failure, it's a strategic advantage. Every single month, the house poor owner watches their paycheck hit their account, and it feels like trying to hold water in their hands because they're one plumbing emergency away from credit card debt. But when you rent, you are buying mobility. You are keeping your cash liquid so you can actually invest it instead of trapping it in a roof that just started leaking. Most homeowners actively avoid doing this one thing: calculating their actual real world cash flow. Not a Zillow estimate, but the actual dollars leaving your bank. They bought a house to build equity. But if you look at a 30-year amortization schedule, your equity in those first few years is practically zero. Because of how loans are structured, almost all of your money is going straight to interest. You aren't paying yourself. You're just paying a different, more expensive landlord, the bank. Once you realize that, you stop letting 1980s advice dictate your life, and you start using the actual math to build wealth. But there's three ways to think about this, right? The first step is to calculate your downside. Stop believing that renting is throwing money away. It is strictly capping your downside. When you rent, your monthly payment is the maximum you will ever pay for housing. When you buy, your mortgage is the minimum you will pay. Step two: calculate the true cost. When running the numbers on a house, it's never just the mortgage. You have to calculate PITI: principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And then you have to add a mandatory 1 to 2% annual maintenance fund. If you can't comfortably afford that total number while still investing, you can't afford the house. And step three, the last and most important step, is the 7-year rule. Do not buy a house until you are geographically and professionally locked in for at least 7 years. If you cannot commit to a single zip code for the next decade, don't sign a 30-year mortgage. Okay, let's make this incredibly concrete with some numbers, right? Say you buy a $400,000 starter home. You are paying roughly $4,000 a year in property taxes, and you need to save another $4,000 a year for baseline maintenance. That right there is $8,000 a year just to keep the house standing and legally yours. Now, add in the massive front loaded interest, right? If you get a new job and have to sell that house in year four, the 6% realtor fees and closing costs will completely wipe out every single dime of equity you thought you were building. Now, a house is a great place to live in, but it's a terrible first investment. You don't build wealth by rushing into a 30-year financial trap just because society told you it was the next step. If you aren't ready, keep renting, keep investing the difference in the stock market, keep your freedom. Let me know in the comments what your biggest financial goal for this year is, and I'll let you guys know what I think. But I'll see you in the next one.